Jews were asked to stay away from the public squares, but not Muslims. This, of course, happened in Australia. In the darkest, or one of the darkest hour of Jewish history, when hundreds were being slaughtered, raped, babies molested, killed, elderly mocked, and taken captive into Gaza. Hundreds of Muslims marched in Australia to support these murderers. This happened before Israel even retaliated against these murderers who commit these acts. So no one can say that they were demonstrating because of what Israel was doing in Gaza in retaliation. So what would be the message of these who gathered to support Hamas in Australia? Gas the Jews! Gas the Jews! Those are the words that came out of their mouths, because you see, it's not about a Palestinian cause or land for peace as they also want you to believe. It's about getting rid of the Jews. It's a spirit of Haman, the spirit of Amalek. It's an evil spirit, it's a demonic spirit that they can't even control. They're under the spell of Satan himself. They told us that they are peaceful and that their ideology is the same as Christians. We know they are lying, but we still try to pretend that they are telling the truth. These supposedly peaceful people celebrated in Gaza, in Judea and Samaria, that's the West Bank as they call it, in Syria, Lebanon, in all these Islamic countries, in Iran, the members of parliament celebrated their like-minded brothers, Hamas, as they went on their murder spree of killing Jews and other nationalities. They celebrated while these monsters were committing the very act. We are forspoon this global lie of a peaceful people. Where are they? Where are the nations that these murderers represent who are crying out against these inhumane acts? Where are they? Where are the peaceful ones? Now the Lord had said unto Abraham, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee and make thy name great, and thou shalt be blessed. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee, and in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. You cannot say you worship the God of Israel and hate the Jews. You are cursed because you have chosen to hate whom God loves. This is just another indication that the God you claim to serve is not the God of the Bible, not the God of the Jews, not the God of Christians. Peaceful? No. If you can justify these barbaric acts, then you are demonically deceived, not peaceful. Your demonstration of going on a killing spree is contrary to the confession you made with your mouth of being peaceful. Since actions speak louder than words, we must conclude as rational beings that your confession is a deception meant to hide the reality of who you really are. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Many allow themselves to be fooled over and over and over again. Shame on you. Wake up. When someone by demonstration show you their true color, believe them. They are not actors. They are indeed murderers and rapists, inhumane, demonic monsters. They are brute beasts, savages, and unworthy to be called civilized. Why does Israel build a fence to separate themselves from people like these? Think about it. For one day, these monsters that commit these acts escape their cages and look at the damage they cause. Think of them having free access on a daily basis to the Jewish people. This is not a label that fits all, because we know that there are many who fall under the label but do not ascribe to this inhumanity. It pains us to see children, women, and the elderly in Gaza so grief-stricken and hopeless that they don't know what to do. This video is not about the innocent. It is about those who are complicit by their act and support of these evildoers. This goes not only to the ones who commit these acts of cruelty, but to those who parade their demonic selves in mass demonstration of support. They are no different from those who commit these crimes. What you support is what and who you are. Jews lived in Gaza up to the year 2005. Israel was pressured by the United States to give up the land to the Palestinians. Why? For peace. How is that going? 1 year later, instead of seeking peace with Israel, the Palestinians voted in a terrorist group, Hamas, as their government. In Genesis 6:11 we read, the earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. The Hebrew word used in this verse for violence is Hamas. God destroyed the people of the antediluvian period with a flood because of Hamas violence. Marches are conducted all around the world in support of an ideology they tell us is peaceful, when their representative carries out these awful, terrible acts, and they stand shoulder to shoulder, showing their support for what they have done. Peaceful? What will you call evil if not killing babies? What will you call evil if not raping innocent young women? What will you call evil if not burning whole families alive in their homes? What will you call evil if not mocking the elderly who have dementia? What will you call evil if not taking the elderly who survive Holocaust as captive? What will you call evil if not terrorizing little babies as they are ripped from the arms of their mothers? What do you expect humans to call you if you not only commit these acts but rejoice with and celebrate with those who commit these crimes? You voted for a terrorist group whose sole motive is to destroy the Jewish people. They tried to do just that and failed. Is it rational that when Israel retaliates and you suffer because of what your representative did, that the world should then feel sorry for you? And yet we feel sorry for the innocent because we are humans. That's what God-fearing people do. Our sorrow, however, does not mean the lack of retribution against evil. Evil must be destroyed, not negotiated with. Negotiation with evil, as seen throughout history, only makes it more potent. It must be eradicated. That's the only time when evil is good. This is not to be taken as hating the Palestinians or trying to get rid of them. I'm speaking of those who commit these acts. They need to go. Don't tell us you are peaceful if you support these evildoers and blame the victims for what happened. If these acts were committed by anyone calling themselves Christians, There would be a worldwide condemnation from the Christian community, not marches and celebration in support of the perpetrators. Christians would not be in the street handing out candies. I, as a Christian, would be first in line to call for them to be arrested and put away for life, or in this case, removed from society. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. And he said, because the Lord had sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Pharaoh met his end in the Red Sea. Haman, the king of the Amalekites, longtime enemy of the Jewish people, was hanged alongside his 10 sons in a reverse calamity he intended for the Jews. Balak, another enemy of Israel, who asked Balaam to curse them, died in Moab without seeing his wish come true. When Balaam tried to curse the children of Israel, blessings came out of his mouth because of the sovereign Lord. There was a massacre of young and old, a killing of women and children, a slaughter of virgins and infants. In the space of 3 days, 80,000 Jews were lost, 40,000 meet a violent end, and the same number who committed this sold into slavery. His name is Antiochus IV Epiphanes. He was a Greek Hellenistic king who ruled the Seleucid Empire from 175 BC until his death in 164 BC. He was a son of King Antiochus III the Great. According to 2 Maccabees, he died from divinely inflicted disease. The all-seeing Lord, the God of Israel, struck him with an incurable and invisible blow. King Herod killed a multitude of Jewish babies. How did he die? Doctors have now settled on exactly what killed the king of ancient Judea. Chronic kidney disease, complicated by a very uncomfortable case of maggot-infested gangrene of the genitals. Hitler, the monster, how did he die? In 1945, while he and his wife sat on a couch in a bunker, they both committed suicide via gunshot on the 30th of April. He did this when it became clear that Germany would lose the Battle of Berlin, which he led. And this led to the end of World War II in Europe. I went through all that to show you that those who persecute the children of Israel always suffer the same fate. We are told that the IDF found some 1,500 dead bodies of these murderers who perpetrated these acts of inhumanity in the fields of southern Israel. Now, the IDF goes after the head of the snake. May God grant them divine ability and supernatural protection. There are yet many judgments awaiting those who make themselves enemies of God and his people. Here is one for Gaza. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Gaza, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away captive the whole captivity to deliver them up to Edom. But I will send a fire on the wall of Gaza, which shall devour the palaces thereof. Does that sound like what you're witnessing before your eyes? Hamas, violence, embodies the spirit of Amalek. God will destroy this evil, and everyone who supports these things need a heart that is sensitive to humanity. Hear the words of Jesus. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Am Yisrael Chai. The people of Israel live. Never again, never again.